All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Ahayah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm just coming with a message, a lesson, and I want to cover the whole ideal of the light of Ahayah. I want people to understand that He is the light, and in Him was the light, and He wanted to give that light to man. He has offered His light to come into the light in which He has given man. Okay, so that man can come into one unity in the light of Yah. Okay, and as we read, we're going to see the power as we go over these verses. You're going to see the power in how important to always understand that the light must be present in your life. Throughout times, even in the Christian church, and throughout many years, no one ever focused on the light, because people think that, oh, and that's nothing. They so used to trying to master a name and claim a name and master so many other things, and they fail to master the power of who He is. It rests also in the light, and the light comes to one as well through spirit and truth. It is so many ways that the Most High Ahayah coming to us, but all these years we were either in church, we were either at home reading for ourselves, or going different other places, not just at the church or at home or somewhere else, and learning. But we never really thought that, wait a minute, why is it you can get on the devil's platform and you hear nothing regarding the power of Ahayah's light? You don't hear spirit and truth because they want to come to you every way except for spirit and truth. They want to come to you every way except through the light. These ways are of Ahayah, and we're going to cover that. And really, there's no way that you could, how would I say, come before Him without the understanding of spirit and truth and the light. You see, people are walking in so much midnight darkness to where light doesn't make any sense to them. They can't even behold light, even if it was standing before them, because they never were told, that it wasn't taught to them, or it wasn't ministered or preached to them. People don't cover it. And I realized something, that it is so powerful in how the 12 disciples stood there, but only one was able to tell Yeshua who was the I am. That one disciple, it's like that today. It's like that today, you all. That's how narrow understanding is when it comes down to the things which are spiritual. Because people don't want to go into the realm of spiritual unless they want to tap into darkness. People would say they like to collect crystals and all different kind of stones because it alternate and it brings their mood swings a certain way. It really kind of controls them. They seem to think like that. Those are people who are in the dark. And I'm gonna tell you another thing a lot of people use today. They said we're trying to bring only good vibes. And they really think they have tapped into a way that they can eliminate bad vibes and only bring in good vibes. They use a lot of sage because they thinking they can just control the wicked, and they do not even know. If Satan is a spirit, what make you think some smoke from sage can control a spirit? To me, that's why I'm saying all the way gone in the minds of people. And a lot of people are involved in these here crystals and these stones and these different, how would I say it? All kind of different, not chemicals. It's not chemicals, but it's herbs and different things that they think they can control spirits with. You see? And to me, that's different than the light. That is what you call darkness. So they're playing in darkness and thinking they getting positive results while they're walking, talking, and dabbling in all this darkness. Because they feel if they do this and they do this, it'll cause different spirits. It'll control the spirits. It'll control the atmosphere. They believe stones, that's darkness, you guys. Sister Deborah is telling you, you can hear that on YouTube all day long. But to tell you that Ahayah is light, or to inform you of the light that Ahayah's power hold therein, you're not going to get very many people teaching it, preaching it, ministering it. You're not going to get it. They don't want to go that way. They don't want to go near spirit and truth. They feel they are the truth. They hold the truth. And in their own understanding. That's why they don't want to go in the area of spirit and truth. They want to be able to teach you outside of spirit and truth, because a lot of people don't want to see spirit nowhere in sight. You see, they want to see only that when they want to mingle in darkness. Then they start messing with the spirits. But when you speak of light and the light in which rests in the Creator, no one wants to touch base in that area. And you know, I'm saying that, I'm adding that, and that wasn't even the part that I wanted to add, but I thank the Most High for it, because as I'm speaking it, I kind of feel sorrow in my little heart, because I'm sitting here thinking, girl, do you understand what you're saying? It is truth. No one wants to dabble in the things which represent the Creator, the Father in heaven. No one wants to even step over in that realm, because they have gotten so comfortable with their flesh controlling, and the things that are coming and the things that have been here, your flesh couldn't control none of it. So Sister Deborah want to tap in on you all understanding that Ahayah is light. And in that light carries a lot of power. Okay. Now I want to say this. Yesterday I covered knowing who you are and not showing who you are. That's another part of the light. They can't show who they are because there's no light in them to show who they are. When they come to the knowledge of knowing who they are, then what? You get it? You get it? They don't have anything to show who they are. All they want people to do is know who they are. So therefore, they don't have any light to show who they are. So they just stick with knowing who they are and wanting to battle themselves in who they are. You can't battle anyone regarding your own identity. It's like you're fighting against your own self. Because it's like when you come to the knowledge of knowing who you are, nobody else should be able to tell you who you are. So what is it that one wants the world to know who we are, but then you still battling who you are yourselves. You don't know who you are, but you want someone else to know who you are, and they already knew who you are. And I'm adding that in because without showing who you are, it means nothing to know who you are, because you're not showing who you're trying to identify who you are. You're trying to say, I'm this, and this is why, without showing who you are. No action to match you knowing who you are. And that's sad. You see what I'm saying? It's really sad. It really shows that people are short, really, really short up here. Okay, now let's get into this. Now I want to first start with Matthew's. In the book of Matthew's, chapter 5 and verse 14. No. Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 16. Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 16. And we're talking about the light in which represents the Creator, the Father in heaven. A mighty light, you guys, a mighty light. In Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 16, it reads, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see that they may see your good works and glorify who? You? Glorify who, devil? Glorify the pastor? Glorify the priest? Glorify the bishop? No. Glorify your Father which is in heaven." We on Matthew's chapter 5, verse 16. Listen to this again. "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." See, your light's supposed to represent Ahayah. It's to show people you represent Ahayah. See, we want to walk around in these clown clothes. We want to role play. We want to look the role. We want to act the role. We want to talk the role. We want to walk the role. But we don't want to be about spirit and truth of the whole matter of the role. And as Matthew's chapter 5, verse 16 says, "Let your light so shine before men." Let me ask y'all a question. I had to think about this. So I had to say, I would say from 15 to 20 times in my life. From age, say 20, probably 20. Yeah, I say 20 to my age now. About 15, maybe between 15 and 20 times, I have been approached by total strangers. Didn't know them, they didn't know me. Different nationalities. And have told me, "Ma'am, you have a light about yourself." I mean, come over and say these things to me. This is showing that the light of Ahayah on you is like a light that cannot be hidden. It can be hidden in you because you can't see that bright light if you are not doing the work of Yah, and you can't see yourself doing anything, but yet, you don't know nothing about the light. First of all, a lot of people, 99.9, don't know. But you're supposed to have a light about yourself. You see? And this is what he says. let your light so shine before men, that they may see, not hear, but see good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Do you understand? That covers yesterday's message. How we want to know who we are. We want to stand on a mountain and proclaim who we are with no light. And that's what's so powerful and sad to me as a prophetess in the wilderness. I'm like, say, Father, they want the world to know who they are, and they already know who they are. And they have no light. None whatsoever. None, and could care less about a light. Now hear this, Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. And then what is it says? To see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. When they see your good works, they don't glorify you. They don't glorify you. Even though someone might walk up to me and say, ma'am, you got a light about yourself. And pretty much what had to have been the times in my life, yep, when we used to be out, I did, and going places and doing for others. You see? Because I wanted to save the world and the homeless and the hungry. And the Father told me, no, you can't do that. See, but I didn't know I couldn't. I just said, one day I'm going to get all that I need, and I'm going to take care of all the homeless and the hungry people in the world. I really thought I would be able to do that. But in this verse, it ain't saying the light that is seen. It says, it ain't talking about what they see on you. This is saying, see your good works and glorify the Father in heaven. Now we're gonna read one where they're gonna say, "You are the light," and I'm gonna cover that one. Where we're gonna cover that one. But in Matthew 5 and verse 16, this is what I was saying. How dare we as a people want to stand on a mountain so people can know who we are, but without showing who we are? No light on the mountaintop. We want to go to the mountain and say, we the people, we the truth. Okay. Now, what is about you that is shining so the world can see, like Ahayah say, and then they will represent not you, but the Father. They will glorify the Father because of your light that's on you, the light that's on you. And then what? He says, so that they may see your good works. When have these brothers on this devil platform showed any good works, y'all? You ain't never heard of Hebrew Israelites going out doing any good works. You don't hear them in the highways and byways. You don't hear them going to the orphanage and the fatherless and the widows. What do all three of those have in common? A male in the center. That's what Ahayah was telling them. I want these people to have a male in the midst. You think these men on this devil platform? But look how quick, when darkness said a few words about knowing who they are, what did they do? They took and ran straight to these people in the world and said they represent Ahayah. After Ahayah said, don't go after them. Don't say, here he is, or this is him out here. Christ, the power. And they did exactly that. They said Ahayah's power was on these three situations. No light, no works. Remember the works? And it says, let your light so shine before man. It's men. So you can just let your light shine. And how would you do that? That you may see, that they may see your good works. What are they doing good? These three individuals that they got all kind of people running behind them. saying they the people of Ahayah that's sent to make a difference. But where is their good works? So that we can, what? Glorify Ahayah in their good works if they are the light. There's no light. Nowhere surrounding these situations. Pitch darkness surrounds it. And we call it the light. But then we would call Sister Deborah the dark and call them the light. Gone. All the way gone. In Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 14. In Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Now that's the part I was explaining to you all, that in between had to be, like I said, 20 to my age now. Within my age, between that time, where I have had at least from 15 to 20 people approach me and say that you got either a glow or a light that's upon thee. You see what I'm saying? But what do Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 14 say? Ye are the light of the world. So he ain't saying Hebrew Israelites. He said Gentile, anybody. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. You see, you are going to shine. Why? Because Ahayah is the brightest light that ever exists. And if you let him be what he is in you, then so shall your light shine. And you shall walk in light and represent him. Just like Matthew 5 and 16. It's telling you, let your light shine before man. Let them see your good works. Because once they see your good works, true Jews, then they will glorify your Father in the heavens. You can't come up and talk about we the people, we the true Jews. But wait a minute, you're loaded with darkness. There's no light in the front of you, the back of you, or on any side of you. Because you have not even embraced the light of the Father and his power. You have not embraced spirit and truth of the Most High. But yet, you are all that and some to the world. You are that to the world. But you are the darkness that gets on the devil platform and cut up from the floor up. You are the darkness that stands on the mountain and teach and preach hatred. You are the darkness. You have no light to represent Ahayah, because the light of Ahayah does not rest therein. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs. In Proverbs chapter 4. In Proverbs chapter 4, verse, what did I put down here? Verse 18. In verse 18. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 18. But the path of the just, what did I tell you? Ahayah is righteous and just. You see? If you let me read this verse and then I can cover that. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. So the light of Ahayah, once it rests on you, it's get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until that perfect day of Ahayah. Hallelujah! You see how Sister Deborah say, knowing who you are, and you don't have nothing to show who you are. So why battle with people who are conducting themselves identical to the way that you are conducting yourself? They are killing, stealing, robbing, and destroying, and you're doing it to your brothers, your wives, your children. You're doing the same thing. So what about you being the true Jews is so special from the fake Jews? Both of you living the work of Satan. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Let us continue. In Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more until the perfect day. And that perfect day is the perfect day of Ahayah. You see, where is your light? Why isn't it shining? To let man see your good works. To let man see that you can't be hidden. You ain't lost. Ain't nobody stole your identity. They reacting. They're conducting themselves in and under your identity. He said, I already know they're not the true Jews. So if he had it in the book for thousands of years, how is this a secret today? How is it that he called them fake? He called them the synagogue of Satan. But you today wants to stand on a mountain and proclaim you're the true ones and they're the fake ones. How? We all know that. That's showing me a prophet is in the wilderness, the fulfillment of my Father's word. You're gone. Totally. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 42. In Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 6. In Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 6. I, Ahayah, have called thee in righteousness. See, this is what a lot of you all don't know. Ahayah brand his. What do you mean, Sister Deborah? Before heaven and earth was created, he brand his with all he knew they would need. Did we slip? Yes, we slipped, and we continue to slip because we still in sin on the earth. But guess what? We're written in the heaven. You see? But we are not out here killing, stealing, destroying. We're not out here doing the things that is against his commandments and doing things against his commandments and his covenant in which time past he have spoke of. You see? Why? Because that light that's in you is not going to allow you to bring flesh in control over what is spirit. It's going to tame that flesh every chance it gets to be in order with the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh within. Okay? Now, here in Isaiah 42, verse 6, the Ahayah, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. Now, this is what's going to happen in times to come. We're going to represent light because Ahayah is going to put his brightness in us. And we're going to be the light unto the Gentiles, in which we who are elect already representing. A lot of us that holds the light and holds spirit and truth, we don't have any issues with Gentiles. As I was trying to explain yesterday, when I was explaining to you all, I sit here and I've told you all this so many times. All my life, they never bothered me. I never had a problem with them. I don't buckle up to them. I don't let them just say anything. They just don't never say nothing to me. They never did it, you guys. So when I turned 48, he said he had a hedge around me. I said, oh, so that must have stopped them, because I look back at my life. I didn't have those problems. I've heard it every job I went to. Oh, Miss Deborah, they don't do it to you. They don't do you like that. Oh, ma'am, they don't do you like that. Everybody want to tell me why is it that they can get done and it doesn't happen to me? You see how Ahayah will shield and protect his. Some people do not know what it is about an individual that makes them stand out. It is Ahayah's light that's manifested in them. It is not Sister Deborah. So right here, just listen to this. This is how it's going to be. Ahayah is going to hold our hands and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light to the Gentiles. You see how he's going to do what he already done, but because it's only a small remnant. But when this time comes, we're all going to be a light. And he said he's going to hold our hand. And we're going to be a light work of the Gentiles. They're going to see us as light. They're going to know that we worship our Father in heaven. We are the children of the Most High Ahayah. They're going to see all this here. We're going to have a glow about ourselves that's going to cause their spirit to see, these ain't the same people. We can't even do it. They ain't going to even try. They're going to want to do any and everything for us. And they're going to be like wanting to serve us. But this same light, listen to this, Isaiah 42 and verse 6. I, Ahayah, have called thee in righteousness. That's what he's going to do when he cleans us up. And will hold thy hand. Now, how can you beat that? How you going to call us in righteousness and then hold our hand too? Y'all, that's so beautiful, y'all. Y'all don't feel that thing, but I do. That is so beautiful. You're gonna call thee into righteousness, and then you said you will hold thy hand and will keep thee and give thee for a covenant to who? Of the Gentiles, for a light, a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. That's a blessing and a blessing. That is so beautiful, y'all. Y'all need to read that over and over and over. That is beautiful. Just to hear that. Go call thee in righteous, and then go hold thy hand too. Come on here, Father. Talk to me. Now, when you go to Isaiah 49, in Isaiah 49 and verse 6, Isaiah 49 and verse 6, it reads, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribe of Jacob, and to restore the preserved. He's going to restore the preserved of Israel. I would also give for a light to the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? We are going to be light, y'all. We're going to have something holy on us. So holy, it's going to be a light, okay, to the Gentiles, that they may be my salvation until the end of the earth. To the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. Now let's read that again. And this is Isaiah 49 and 6, where it says, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. Praise the mighty Yah. So it's going to come a time when the spirit of Ahayah is going to be so heavy upon us. We're going to be like the light to the Gentiles. This is how they're going to see us for who we are. You see, because the brightness of my Father's brightness is going to be upon us. It's going to be upon us. Okay. Now, when you get to Isaiah 60, in Isaiah 60, And verse starting with I think that's 1. Verse 60, starting with Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1, 2, and 3. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and thy glory of Ahayah risen upon thee. The glory of Ahayah is risen upon thee. Isn't that beautiful? His glory is resting upon us. Verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gloss darkness the people. But Ahayah shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. That light of Ahayah is going to be glory on that small remnant, y'all. Those that he's taken to this promised land, he's going to put his best of the best on us in a way that he has never. You see? Now let's read it again. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. We're going to go to 2 and 3. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and thy glory of Ahayah risen upon thee. Verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people. See, that's a different kind of darkness. See, that's why Sister Deborah be telling y'all, midnight, that's the best way to put it. Worse is evil. I have to label it midnight. But I like how he got this in a different kind of darkness. He give you a darkness that's going to be on the people and the darkness that's going to be on the earth. And then he said, but Ahayah shall arise upon thee. He's talking about that small remnant. And his glory shall be seen upon thee. Okay. Now, verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thee, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to thy brightness of thy rising. See, we're going to have a light about ourselves. See, now I'm gonna tell y'all what's sad. I'm sitting here speaking this here, but let me tell you what's sad about it. Look how when he take the small remnant out and he give them a new heart, he put his spirit in them, he put a new name in them, he put a spirit in them, and all of this that he's gonna clean up. And your light gonna be bright, so that the Gentiles gonna have that high level respect for you. Is that not what Sister Deborah, if you can remember yesterday, the video, and the video that I put out yesterday about knowing who you are, but not showing who you are. And that's exactly what I'm saying to you. Look at what Ahayah is going to do with the brightness. His glory. He's going to let it rest upon us to where when they see us, we're going to have the light of brightness. You see? And you heard in Matthew, it says, let your light so shine. And he's talking about, so your works, your good works can be seen. You see? So how is it you want to claim to be this individual or the true Jews, but don't have anything to show who you are? And here they're going to see us be who Ahayah wants them to see us to be. And he's calling it the brightness. Why is we going to get, how is he going to do that? Because he's going to allow his brightness of his light to rest upon us. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So it ain't going to be no questions. None whatsoever. Because the brightness of the Father, his brightness is going to rest on our light. And we're going to be shining. You see? That's similar to what I was saying yesterday. What do you have to show that you all that answer? Because we want to say we are the true Jews. I'm going to tell y'all where the sad part is about it, which a trillion people wouldn't figure it out. Okay, say you are the true Jews, which the whole world knows already, but say you are the true Jews. What are you going to do now that you know that you're the true Jews? How dare you be the true Jews and not change your hatred towards your women, not change, not taking care of your children and not taking care of your household, not being a leader, not doing anything, but want to claim a position, thinking. Want me to tell you what they want, child? 99.9 don't know it, do you? They think if they claim who their identity is, somebody's going to pay them something. Because now we, the true Jews, y'all owe us big time. Why? Because their eyes are beholding the fake Jews. They never thought, well, wait a minute, who put that fake Jews in Revelation and called them the synagogue of Satan? That shows you that man can't write this book. Because they were the powers that be under the Catholics. But to say and identify to you and I that they are the fake Jews of the synagogue of Satan, they wouldn't have put that in there about themselves. They wouldn't even put that in there that they're not the real they're not the real Jews. I know who you are. See, we don't understand when we read this book. You have to be able, through the Ruach HaKodesh, he has to allow you to be able to step in it and come out. You have to be able to step in it and come out and be okay. That means spirit and truth. He has to take you in and he has to bring you out. Because if you sit around and let everybody else teach this thing, you will never get spirit and truth. You will never get the fullness. Just like the light. We're speaking of the light. Look how Ahayah is sitting here calling that same light out today. And you don't hear nobody teaching it. You don't hear nobody preaching it. You don't hear people been on here for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. I don't know about 30, but and never talk about the light. Now you might get them heathens talk about the light, and they don't have the fullness of spirit and truth of it, but you'll hear them talk about it. But when you come out to these so-called wannabes who feel that they are, okay, now that you know that you are, or now that you found out your inheritance or who you are, or now what? You see, that's the question everybody should be pouring out to them to cause them to start bowing down into some type of repentance. Because to know who you are and not show who you are, then what's the purpose of you pretending as if you bring a new revelation to those who don't know who they are? A lot of them know who they are, but they can't show who they are, so they don't play the role of who they are. Because I can't show it. No, you can't show it in fringes. You can't show it with my head wrapped. You can't show it with my long dresses to the ground, covered and wrapped all up. You can't show you. None of it can be shown that way. Ahayah sitting here telling you, let your light shine, that man may see your good works and glorify me, Deborah. You see what I'm saying? So where your light gonna shine at? The true Jews? Where's your light going to shine? They ain't gonna have no light, and they ain't gonna shine, because it's not about their light shining. It's not about them representing Ahayah. It's about trying to get what the world has stolen from them back. But they fail to disrespect my Father's word in Deuteronomy 28 and Isaiah and Jeremiah. He said, you're coming in the same way you're going to go out. You're coming in the same way you went out. And he's not talking about as if ships, you came in and ships, you're going to go back out. That's not what he said. He said cursed coming in and cursed going out. Everybody want to ignore that. No one wants to talk about it. You can't get nobody to clam on top of it. You can't get nobody to expound on it. Nobody will put the powerful question mark behind it. Nobody won't preach it, teach it. They won't study it. They won't do nothing. And then I realized, I said, Father, they did the whole Deuteronomy, half of Deuteronomy from verse 15, Deuteronomy 28 to verse 15, all the way down. They voided it. They covered it up. It's all being covered up by the same people who wants to stand on the mountain and say they are the people. So let's go here. Is that Malachi? Let's see here. Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. And listen to this. And we're not going to chapter 4. Okay, here we go. Verse 2. And it reads, verse 4 and verse 2. Am I in the right place? Yeah, I think I am. But unto you that fear my name. What's that said? Wait, hold on. Listen to this. But unto you that fear my name. But unto you that fear my name. Now, what is he talking about when he say fear? Sister Deborah has spoken this several times, trying to get y'all to understand. Before Ahayah orchestrated the heavens and the earth, he had already branded his for his name's sake. He had already branded him for his name's sake. And what did I tell you he branded them with? Righteous, faith, belief, and fear. And he also topped it off with endurance. But fear is in there. It is of Ahayah. It's a gift from Ahayah that you fear him. And it's not your fear of your flesh. It is the fear that's branded in your spirit. So he says here, listen to this. Verse 4 and chapter 4 and verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Who is he talking to? Those who have the brand fear. You have to be branded by Ahayah. But until you that fear my name shall the Son rise. No, shall the Son of righteousness arise. You see how righteousness is connected? Because it's one of the brand. You know how they brand them animals with that hot? When Ahayah did that to the spirits of his. So when they get down here, were they going to be different because they've been branded? No. Because they come into a world that's full of sin. Remember, Satan comes down to see what did he say? What was that word? He said to deceive the whole world. The whole world. So you see, those that Ahayah sent down, he wasn't saying that they're not going to stumble over what is on the earth. You see how quick Adam and Eve, they skipped the tree of life that was in the midst and all the other trees. And they decided to go straight to this tree in which they came down to serve. See, a lot of people thinking that they're going to run everything. They think they got so much of a choice, they rule. I believe that this is something what I have come to understand because of the time period in which we are in. I think today everybody knows pretty much who they are. Mm-hmm. In Ahayah. I really do. I really do. Because like I said, these here people who wants to, these people, I shouldn't say it like that, but those who wants to identify with their other, I really wish it was about identifying to your brotherings or your other brothers, okay? Wanted to bring the good news of who you are, your identity. I wish so much, y'all, that was so. But the Father said, Deborah, you can see straight through that. And I said, yeah, Father, but you can see so clear through it because they're not going on the highway and byway now. They've been on the TV and said Hebrew to Negro movie and all of this stuff, but they ain't going nowhere on the highways and byways in Chicago, in New York, in California, in Texas, in Florida, in Missouri. I say it all over. And invest in bringing revelation to those who are not aware of them, their nationality or they nation, okay, or who they are. They're not talking about doing that. And now one of you heard, now one of them said, now these men who had these platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, not one of the bishops, not the pastors, not the teachers, not the Maureen's, not the seers, not the watchmen, none of them gonna come out of their zone. They ain't coming out their zone to bring revelation to they tribe that we are the Jews. They ain't gonna do that. They're not after that. They after Satan's synagogues because they want that money. They don't even care about being the true Jews. They caring about that wealth. That's how powerful the world and those that walk to and fro in it can be deceiving and deceive many. Our brotherings that have been on this devil platform have deceived so many. Look at our camp, guys. Our young men's in the camps. Look at their mindset. Look how they talk. Look how they dress. Look how they act. Look how they on every corner. And I used to wonder. I said, wait a minute, are they what you call agents? What is going on that they letting them talk like that and put it all over the media and nobody say nothing? You mean they letting them talk like that? So to me, I'm telling y'all better be careful. Even this other thing with these other three that just came out of the woodworks during the time of the election. Come on now, y'all. Y'all got to wake up and see what's going on. It's some things going on, and maybe it ain't worth it, Deborah. It ain't worth seeing what's going on. People can't even see themselves. They can't see themselves in Ahayah, a relationship with the Most High Ahayah. They can't see nothing. You see? They only can see them and theirs and what they want out of life and what they gonna try to get. They ain't seeing the whole overall. They ain't seeing spirit and truth because it's blind. Everything else is blinding, keeping people from seeing and hearing spirit and truth. 99.9 didn't even know that they supposed to be the light. You're supposed to be a light set up on the hill. And when they see you and your good works represent who? Ahayah. So how is it you're going to claim to be a Jew as if that's something big and good? Come on now. It don't have no light of my Father. You ain't showing no good works, and you ain't shown none since you got over here. So come on, y'all. Get with the truth of the whole matter. Okay? Now, let's see here. And now we are going to go to some really good ones. First John chapter 1 and verse 5. First John chapter 1 and verse 5. First John chapter 1 and verse 5. And it reads, this then is the message which we have heard of him, and declared until you, this is disciples telling you, they declared it unto you, that Ahayah is what? Light. And in him is what? No darkness at all. Now, these are the disciples. These are the disciples. So, if Sisters Deborah want to proclaim that she is the true Jew, the true Jew, what is that to do with the light of my Father? Nothing. Zip. It has no power connected to the light of Yeshua. Not Yeshua, of Ahayah. Let's read that again. 1 John chapter 1 and verse 5. This then is the message which we have heard. Now see, this is the disciples telling y'all of him. Who is him? Ahayah. And declared unto you. So why ain't nobody talking about the light? Come on now, y'all. Somebody needs to talk to me in my spirit. Come on. What's the problem? That Ahayah is light, and in him is no darkness at all. I hear y'all. See, they're telling you all. This is what they were taught. And they wanted to let us know, they declared it to us. So, knowing who we are, but not showing that we represent Ahayah in this light. It's sickening. It's wicked and it's evil. We just want to know who we are so we can tackle and go after what we think we entitled to. Because say, for instance, they say, yeah, you are the true Jews. You know what these Negro men going to be looking for? Every place that they can form and rally and picket and march to get the wealth that they're going to say they deserve. That's what they're going to say. Because they are the truth. And they got a good thing for them. All they have to do is say, let's pull up that bloodline. And if anything outside of what you say you are in your bloodline, you get nothing. You see what I'm saying? So you still, they don't get it. Or how you say, curse you going in and curse you coming out. They want to disrespect his word. Honestly, to be honest with you, they disrespect. Everybody's trying to disrespect his word now. Because he's saying to be about me. Where's the works? Where's the good works that people going to glorify me, Deborah? Where's your good works, Deborah? When people see you and hear you and see your good works, they're going to glorify me. Where's your works? You get the point? They're not talking about any works. They ain't talking about glorifying the Father in his light. Being on a hill where a light upon a hill where they cannot be hid. They ain't talking about representing Ahayah like that. They talking about we the people, we the truth. But they don't even understand. He said if it was so, it will fool his very elect. And I am strictly an elect for this day and time, this hour. You see, I know exactly what they think their next move is. Yes, you have some synagogue of Satan Jews would come up and say, yeah, you are all the Jews. But see what they also know, because I know it. Y'all don't know it. These darn Negroes, they're going to want to find a way. If they say you all are the true Jews, which they already know that, you just too still eating it up here to know it because you're destroyed every day here. That next move is going to be, let's go after and fight in the court, in the white man's court system, in the world system to get what they have that they're going to say belong to them. That's the whole overall, y'all. That's all they're going to try to do. They're going to try to war in this. To get. And that's why even them, if they come up and they say, well, yes, you all are the true Jews, Now, you would think, like, say, for instance, the world will look at it if they announce that. The world will look at it and say, oh, wait a minute, hold up. We've been sending you all this. No, the world ain't going to do that. The world ain't going to say, we've been sending you money all over the world because we thought you was the true Jews. They ain't going to do that. They knew they wasn't the true Jews. What did the Bible say in Revelation? The synagogue of Satan. See, it's beyond who you are. That's the point Sister Deborah was saying yesterday. It's beyond who you are. You see? They're resting in the synagogue of Satan. So it's not about who you are. They're at the highest level of what you call evil and wicked. Even the Bible tells you that in Revelation. They are the synagogue of Satan. So what is that telling those that's over here said we are the true Jews? It's telling them nothing. Why? Because they're gone. They're gone. They're still sitting on these devil platforms, which the Jew own, and say we are the people. We got to claim our identity. When you claim your identity, then what's the next step? War. They're going to try to war for the wealth of synagogue of Satan. Not understanding that the wealth that the synagogue of Satan has is what Ahayah had given them. That's why he was able to have it nailed in the book twice, in 2 chapters and in 2 verses. I know that you who you are and that you are not the true Jews. You are the synagogue of Satan. See, this when stuff like this come up, it leads me to realize when you hear these here Hebrew Israelite men come trying to teach this thing, and now the whole thing, and a lot of it's gonna come out next year, denying the Bible. Okay, they're gonna deny it, y'all. They already got a big portion of it denying it, and they did denying it all kind of ways. But where they messed up from the floor, you can deny it, and it's okay for them to deny it. Let me say that again. It's okay for them to deny it. It's okay for them to take out this and take out this and do this and take that. It is okay. Why? It was prophesied. That's why he said, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word was never a book that you can tamper with. And I know that. I know it. It can be smeared, but who did I say come back? But the Ruach will come back and wipe it up. In you. Not in everybody. No. He ain't gonna do that. Because his spirit is not in everybody. So he only gonna wipe up. You study to show you thyself. I'm coming and I'll wipe up anything that's smeared. I'll clear it up so you can get it in spirit and in truth. And you won't get it the way the world gets it. You see what I'm saying? But see, these things, these guys don't want. If you all understood or ever, and men and women, I'm telling you, if you all ever measured where the true Jews, the men that's calling themselves the true Jews, Judah, if you measure where they at in society as far as wickedness, it would blow you off the chain. It would take you, say, well, how can you all trying to prove you somebody to who? To Satan? Yeah. Because they can't prove it to Ahayah. Because Ahayah said, if true Jews and I'm spirit. Talk to me better than that. I'm spirit. You think being a Jew is going to make you be of me? Oh, mine? He said, where do you see in scriptures that I said, and these Jews are mine from heaven? He told you all through the book. Foreknew, ordained, before the foundation of the world, before the world began, before the world was, I am. He just told us so much stuff. He wrote the book before the book was even present in any word and in any sight. So you see, it's messed up. It's messed up, you guys. But I just thank the Most High for his light. Because those that have his light has his spirit. And that's how they got the brighter light in their spirit. How do you say that, Deborah? In John, the Gospel of John, let's go. Let me see where I have that. Let me get John, in the Gospel of John, verse 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life, that's breath, okay? A breath was the light of man. He lit man with the spirit and gave him life, the breath of life. That's what he gave him. Now, this is not the eternal life, but it is the eternal life, because this life that he gave you never dies. You see what I'm saying? Whether it goes back to the bosom of Yah, and your life, which is your spirit, is judged. You see? Now, he said in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4, in him was life, the breath of life. And the life, the breath, was the light of man. And man became a living spirit through the light, which is a spirit that he gave them. Now, who has a light as well? Ahayah. He's the capital light. Yeshua has a light. All of these lights were given as an image of Ahayah. We all have his image. And what is if you had to say to somebody, well, I wonder what he looked like. And you wanted to say, well, okay, how can we describe Ahayah at the best of our ability? Some people will say a spirit. Some people will say a light. But you'll never hear nobody say anything about no flesh. You'll never hear nobody say nothing about no soul. So the image of Yah is a spirit. And that's what he gave us. He's the capital light, and we're the lowercase light. He is a spirit, and he gave every man that come upon the earth a spirit. And he breathed into them after he formed them and gave that breath to that flesh. And he gave them his image, which is a spirit. And man became a living spirit. That's how he came to exist. Okay? Now he has two sides to him. He has flesh and he has spirit. You see? I don't know what everybody be calling soul. I can't get with it because he keep telling me it's no middleman, Deborah. So I got to stick with that. I'm sorry. That's what he gave me. But here in let's go to John. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9. That was the true light, which lighted every man that cometh unto the world. That lighted every man that cometh to the world. We all are a spirit. We once used to exist, you guys. You see, all of us existed one time. So we come here as a spirit, okay? And in John chapter 1 and verse 9, and Ahayah is a spirit, and he gave us an image of who he is, which is a spirit. Now it says, verse 9, that was the true light. He was the true light. It's capital L-I-G-H-T, which lit it. Who lit it? Ahayah lit it. Every man that cometh into the world. He gave every man a spirit, child. He gave all of us a spirit that cometh into the world. Okay? That means when people be talking about abortion and children that's not even born, this answers the question right here. John 1 and verse 19. That was the true light which lit it every man that come unto the world. If a child has not come into the world on his own breath and his own spirit, and he died in his mother's womb at 6 months, then therefore he hasn't entered into the world yet. Okay? You know, he says a child is born of a few days and full of sin in a sense. So you see, of a few days, is born of a few days, you see? Because what? He has entered into a sinful world. he has entered in. You see, he has been born. Okay, so when you go to John chapter 8 and verse 12, in the Gospel of John chapter 8 and verse 12, then spoke Yeshua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me should not walk in darkness. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. People, let me explain something to you. It's not important knowing who you are without showing who you are. The action shows and speak louder than the words of knowing who you are. Actions always going to speak louder because it can identify who you are based on, that's why I was telling you all. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody today can pretty much tell what side they on based on how they conduct themselves in this life that we're living right now. Would they deny it? 100%. Everybody would say that they heaven bound. Everybody would say that they saved. Everybody would say that they have the Holy Spirit. Everybody would say that they on the light side. Even if they murder 50 million people yesterday, they'll still say, claim the light. But that's just showing you how messed up from the floor of the world is. That no one's willing to tell the truth of the whole matter. That, okay, I'm walking in darkness, and guess what? I'm in pitch darkness. And I don't care. Because the reality is they don't care. That's why they claim they're in the light. But the way you conduct yourselves, the way you conduct yourselves and how you act, where your heart is, where your actions are, identify who you serve. Oh, yes, it did. Now, when he told Moses, he said, go down. And Moses went down and got mad and threw the tablets down before he even got hit the ground. He threw them down. Mad. Now, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Moses, you was just up there going off on Ahayah. How you gonna come back down here and cut up from the floor up? And Moses was angry. He was angry when he saw what those people were doing. He told them, Aaron and all of them, to draw their swords. Who's on Ahayah's side? Draw your sword. And he did the will of the Father. He took all Israel out. I think it was 3,000 or maybe more. 3,000. I think 3,800. It was a lot of them. Killed them. Wait a minute. Didn't they come to? Wait a minute. Hold up, Deborah. Hold up, Deborah. Didn't they? Wait a minute. Didn't they come from out of bondage? Didn't they make it through the Red Sea when they parted the sea? Didn't they get to the wilderness? Wait a minute. Hold up, Deborah. You see? Y'all don't even know who y'all messing with. If y'all get in that book and read how many times Ahayah had to destroy these same people we talking about today, that's right here on the earth today. Why is it the same people? They got the same mindset. Same level of mindset. Nothing no different outside of what the Father said. He said, Deborah, it is worser. They are worser than their own forefathers. I said, now wait a minute. Hold up, Father, yeah? Hold up, Father, yeah? How can they get worse than stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient and whoremonger? He said, because they got a level of perpetual hate in their hearts to the women who brought forth their nations. They are taking their own brothers after I told them, don't do it. He said, yeah, I know it. When I took them and gave them the promised land, they was over there killing each other, Deborah. I said, yeah, I know it, Father. Yeah, I know it. He said, well, see, it's nothing they worse now than they were then. And don't think, he said, don't think for 1 minute I didn't know. I know it. And you think for 1 minute that I'm coming down there to help them get you? No, honey, please. He ain't into it. He finished. His work is completed. I was telling you all today in a video how he just brought that to me. I don't know where it come from. He said, Deborah, I disperse the 4 horses. And they ain't paid it a bit of attention See, he's just showing me how this is gone totally. It's gone. No one think, well, wait a minute now, y'all. He did this here. He let them horses loose. So a lot of death that took place and now is taking place. A lot of us running out here can't tell our left from our right, but we think we know something. In John, let's go there. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8 and verse 12. Then spoke Yeshua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. That's eternal life, y'all. That's eternal life. So if he's saying they're going to have, that means it's not going to be very many. Let me tell you why I say that. If he going to shall have the light of eternal life, that's really what that is. That means that while we're sitting and trying to find people to connect with on these platforms and trying to walk in their footsteps and trying to mimic their messages and trying to copycat their messages and trying to walk and talk and act and live the words in which they hear without even understanding. This thing is bigger than the one that's hooping and hollering, even Sister Deborah. You see? Because role playing, I think, is one of the biggest things that's taking place in this day and time. Role playing and clowning and putting on clown clothes. Everybody wants to clown. Everybody wants to put on something to make somebody think that they are this. All that's role playing. It's going back to what I said. Knowing who you are without showing who you are. So because you wants to clown and put on clothes, say you this and you this and you this and you this, what is that? What is there to gain? Nothing. That's still darkness, you guys. It's loaded. So what Yeshua said in John chapter 8 and verse 12. What do you have to do? I am the light of the world. He that follow me. Now, how many times did Sister Deborah have taught that nobody's following him? Ain't nobody following Yeshua HaMashiach. You think somebody following? Y'all really think somebody following? Why is it? Okay, people decided to follow Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They decided to follow David and Solomon. That's why you got these men talking about polygamy is okay. That's why they want a whoremonger, and it's whoremongering. That's what they're doing. They're calling all these things to be existing because they say David did it, Solomon did it, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did it. This one did it, but then they fail to realize there is so many verses telling them. Because I can give you one. Woman, wife, your body don't belong to you. It belongs to your husband. Husband, your body don't belong to you. It belongs to your wife. So anything that take place, it got to be mutual. But the wife owns his body and he owns hers. So hiding the wretch behind other women gets to get his body when it belonged to her. Yeah, it's so many. See how simple that is? Do you see how simple that is? That's how deep of what people have taken darkness so far to the highway to where you can't see the light of righteous. Because they have taken everything so far out in the darkness and has manipulated the minds of the people. That's just one. Does that make any sense? And when it comes to, and I'm going to tell y'all that this here, he showed me this. It's probably about 14 years ago because he was saying, Deborah, I did never forget the women. And that's when he showed it to me. He said, her married to him, she owns his body. He owns her body. So he said, I'm going to show you where he don't have the power of his own body. I said, what do you mean? If He owns her body, and he wants to touch her body here, right? His hand, here it is. This is how the Father showed it to me. If this the husband, and this is his hand, this is the husband hand, he can put it on his wife, right? Why? Because he owns her body. This is the husband's right hand. He can put it on his wife. Why? He owns her body. But guess what? This is how he showed it to me. She owns his. That means she owns that hand that just put on her body. She can take it off. It got to be mutual. That's how he explained to me. That's how you are united in one. Because she owns his, he owns hers, and ain't nobody gonna override neither one. Because when he put his hand on her, or he wants to do something, well, wait a minute, I own your body, so your body stand down. You see? Oh no, they don't teach you like that. Because we're in the midnight hour. It ain't time to teach you no life. It ain't time to teach you what is righteous. It ain't time to teach you the way of Ahayah. So here, I like what Yeshua is saying in John 8 and verse 12, because he said, then spoke Yeshua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness. What you mean? Hold up. They ain't following you. They following David. They following Moses. Wait a minute. They want Solomon. And what Solomon doing? They want the wealth of Solomon. They want the wives of Solomon. They want David and his wife. Oh, wait a minute. Jacob. They want the ideal and walk like Jacob. And Ahayah never, ever orchestrated nothing from heaven that says, or anything in this book, mimic David, mimic Solomon, mimic walk like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why? Why didn't he tell you to be like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? But ain't that what y'all claim to be? But why ain't Ahayah telling you to be like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? No, he didn't tell you that. And you won't find it. But he said, be like Yeshua HaMashiach. And what is Yeshua HaMashiach saying here? I am the light. Come on, walk with me. I'm the light. And if you walk with me, you'll never walk in darkness. Because once you accept me, guess what happens? Yeshua said, when you walk with me, you accept me. And once you accept me, bam, that right hand come with me. You see? That right hand coming, which is HaMashiach, which is Christ. Come walk with me now. See? Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. You sure? Hold up. You mean the power come with you? Yes. Come on with me. Walk with me. And you're going to walk in no darkness. Because that power of that right hand, which is the word called Christ, HaMashiach, guess what he's going to do? That power going to take you, and he's going to bring in the spirit of the Most High Ruach into you through the power. You see? That's what a HaMashiach is. That's what Christ is. He's the right-hand power. He's going to bring y'all spirit and park it right in you. So that's why Yeshua said, come on, follow me. Walk with me. I'm the light. I'm the way out of darkness. Come on. What did he say? That's in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 12. Then what did he say? Follow me. Wait a minute. I ain't gonna follow you, Yeshua, because it's just you. Where is HaMashiach? Where is Christ? All I see you saying, Yeshua. He said, Deborah, I'm the light. So you can follow the light. Because the light already have the Ruach HaKodesh. He is the light because the spirit of Ahayah is already in him without Christ. You see? Because he ended up coming down with the spirit of Yah Okay? And the power of Yah and the word. So he said, come on, go with me, the light, because he already had a Ruach. You see, follow me. I already got the Ruach. So what, Deborah? Christ ain't with me, even though he is, but I don't have to add him. I got the Ruach already. You the one needed. So right. He is so right. He said, but come on, follow me. I got it already. And what does he say? And if you follow me, you ain't gonna walk in no darkness. Because I got it. I got what it takes, Deborah. Come on, follow me. And then what did he say? But shall have, but what did he say? And ye shall not walk in darkness. But let me tell you what you would do, Deborah. But shall have the light like I have. You're gonna have that light, but guess what, Deborah? What else you gonna have? You're gonna have life, eternal life. You see, there it is. Watch this here. Narrow is the gate that leads to what? Right. That leads to life. Go read it. That narrow gate leads to life. And that's what Yeshua said. Come on, go with me. Follow me. And this way ain't darkness, y'all. This way is light. You see, come follow me. So why ain't we mimicking that? Why ain't our men going in that direction? You want to claim you the true Jews. Why ain't you claiming Yeshua HaMashiach and the light of my Father? Why ain't you standing on a hill and letting your light shine? Because you ain't got no light. You ain't had none. And you ain't looking for it. You just want to rumble your ugly mouth and get and deceive as many as possible. And Ahayah said, don't forget, I created Eve for the days of evil and wicked, Deborah. So let the wicked have its day. And that's what's happening. Okay. Now, here go John, the gospel of John 1. In John 1, chapter 2 and verse 8. In John 1, chapter 2 and verse 8. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which things is true in him and in you, which things is what? True. In him and in you. Because darkness is past. Hallelujah. And the true light, hallelujah, now shining. The true light. See, you will never hear nobody sit on this devil tap. Even after you hear me, you will never hear nobody teach it. They won't touch it. They don't feel that's important. They don't feel anything. And Father, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Woo, Father Yah. Anything that represents my Father in the heavens, the all power, the all greatness, the all excellent, the all knowing, the beginning and the end and everything in between. The all that has created all things. I learned since I've been on earth that people don't have no respect, none whatsoever, in the Creator himself. And I think that's real sad. That's real sad. I thank him tonight for many times in my life. I loved going where I felt that people were called themselves worshiping Ahayah. I always liked to go with the neighbors when I was 6 and 7. Mama, can I go here? If they let you go. Or you know how the bus would come around and pick you up and you be one of the kids that your mother let you go and go to the church that even though they didn't go, but I'm just showing you. I was always into it, but I always sat way in the back, even as an adult. Even when I took my children, we sat all the way in the back. I learned that everywhere I have been in life has been steps that the Most High Ahayah had ordered in my life. And I don't regret none of it. I don't regret none of it. And I give him all praise and glory. But as I'm reading this, I'm thinking about how he says here, and the true light now shineth. Now shineth. Mm, 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 mm. And he's not talking about today, y'all. He's talking about when things are pretty much over. The light's going to shine on those that he's going, his small remnant that he's going to collect because of all that he's going to invest in them. Let me show you that. And that's founded in Ezekiel. Let me show you. Let me show you how you're going to get to that level where that light is on you. But you don't hear people teaching it or preparing people for anything. All they want to prepare you for is a bunch of yang, 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 yang. In Ezekiel 36, he said, 36 and 24, for I will take you from among the heathens. So he's telling you, I'm going to take you from among them. Okay? Gather you out of the countries, and I will bring you into your own land. Okay? Verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water. You see the process? This, when he's going to do this, it's not going to be, you guys, while you're traveling. It's going to be once you get to the land, he's going to do this. He's not going to do this cleaning you until you get to the promised land. Okay? And he says, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Verse 26, a new heart also will I give you. Okay. And a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away that stony heart. Okay. Out of your flesh. Okay. And I will give you a heart of flesh. So you're going to get a new heart. Isn't that? Now you see, that's some surgery, ain't it, y'all? See, y'all not thinking. Your creator in the heaven is going to do all this for you just to get you right in this promised land. He's going to do all this. So you see why now in John chapter 1 John chapter 2 and verse 8, again, a new commandment I write unto you, which things is true in him and in you, because darkness has passed and the true light now shining in you. Because this is why. Listen to this. Verse 26, Ezekiel 36 and 26, a new heart also will I give you, a new spirit. Look at that. You're going to have a new spirit. And I will put within you, I will put a new spirit in you, and I will take away your stony heart and your flesh, and out of your flesh. And I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you. You see? He's going to put his spirit within you. Now what? How you like him now? Now you got the light. Now you're bright. You see? Darkness has passed away. And that's what I was saying, that this is afterwards. But today, I believe each and every one of us can actually determine where we stand with Ahayah. I really do. It's based on our actions. What are you doing? How are you doing it? How do you see him in spirit and truth? You see? What are you doing? And what is your actions toward what you're doing? Okay? Now, here we are. As you go into the Old Testament, they looked at it as the light. They looked at it as a consuming fire. Or they looked at it as an amber color, or they looked at it as brightness, or they looked at it as fire. You see, when he was identified, that's how he was identified, as brightness. Okay, a consuming fire, a color of an amber. And I think that's beautiful. Then when you go to Psalms 44:3, in Psalms 44 and verse 3, it reads, "For they got not the land in possession, but their own sword, by their own sword." Now, I want you to understand, in Psalms 44 and verse 3, Ahayah is telling you, you ain't won nothing. Ain't nothing you got was based on what you done. So if you think you won something because, you won, you didn't win nothing. Let's see what Ahayah is saying in Psalms 44:3. "For thou got not the land in possession by thy own sword, neither did thy own arm save them, but thy right hand and thy arm and the light of his countenance, because thou made it wait a minute, thou had it a favor unto you." Ahayah is saying that they run around here. I got to make sure they understand this. I think David the one told them, you did not win that land because you won that war. Okay? It wasn't your swords. Neither was it your mighty arm. Your own arms won that land that you are now possessing. But the right hand and the arm, hallelujah, and the light of Ahayah's countenance, because he favored you. You see? But I like that he added his light. See, his light can be so lit till it can blind the enemy. Hallelujah. And here David was saying, I guess he was telling them, the soldiers, or whatever, y'all didn't win that. Y'all didn't win the possession of that land with your swords and with your hand, your arm, or your hand. Like they fought and they won the possession of this land. But he told them, you didn't win it like that. You won it through the mighty right hand and thy arm and the light of thy countenance. What countenance? Because thou had it a favor unto them. That's because Ahayah favored them, and that's how they won. See, they thinking they won something, and they conquered this land. But David had to tell them, no, you didn't. It was Ahayah's doing. And he did it with his right hand, his arm, and his light. Because people don't know that light is power. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but it is. You see? That's how you should never think that it's something that cannot be accepted. You have to accept that Ahayah is the light, and in him is all power. So the light even have power. Okay, Hosea chapter 6 and verse 5. In Hosea chapter 6, I don't even know if I no, that's not okay, you guys. Did I cover it? But I wanted to inform you all that the mighty Ahayah, yeah, I did. I couldn't believe I did all that. What time is it? Oh, it's time to get off. That's why I didn't know I had covered all of them, but I guess I did. So let me just sum that up. Understand that the light of the Most High does not share in darkness. Okay? So either you're going to embrace the light and be about the light if the light really rests in you. You cannot have the light if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh. And you can't have the Ruach HaKodesh without Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the door you come in. Why? Because Yeshua is the blood sacrifice, but HaMashiach is the power that brings the Ruach within thee. See how they work as one? You see? They work as one. And that's how you get the Ruach. Because Yeshua HaMashiach, the part that's HaMashiach is the Ruach's power. It is the right hand of the Father that came to be a helping hand to Yeshua for the mission to be completed. So that's why Yeshua was saying that, okay, I got the light here, y'all. He did have the light. Okay? But you have to understand, you got to come through Yeshua HaMashiach, because HaMashiach got to usher the Ruach. After you have tarried and waited for the Ruach, because the Ruach is the Father himself. It's his spirit. So therefore, you can't go around claiming the light or even claiming spirit and truth unless you know that you have the Ruach HaKodesh. And just as I talked yesterday, which I know it probably went over many head, knowing who you are, without any actions of showing who you are. Oh, that's deep. That's like somebody coming to me, say for instance, I was out and somebody walking up to me and saying, yeah, I have how would I say it? I have the Holy Spirit and I'm saved or whatever. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, first thing I would say, ask him, I said, well, what kind of actions do you have to prove to you, that what have you shown to yourself? Show thyself approved. But how have you shown yourself that you are saved? What about what you outside of you just saying it? But see, then you have the Ruach and he give you gifts to discern, and then he turn around and tell you, but if you don't use that gift, you can still use the gift that the Ruach has within you. Try that spirit by the spirit. See who they are. See? That helps out a great deal, because then you won't have to be able, and life is not about telling people, oh, you ain't saved and you don't have the Ruach, or you ain't spirit and truth, and you ain't the light. But the thing about it, what's the deal with giving people the spirit of discerning? What that gift is for? And what's the gift of trying the spirit by the spirit? It's so that you will know who you're dealing with based on their actions. Because the light and Ahayah is not just something that's just you inherit and there's no actions. There's nothing you can say that says, okay, I know because this is the way I feel. This is the things this is how I conduct myself. These are the things that I do. These are my actions. These are my showings. You see, you don't have to even show it to nobody. You don't have to prove to nobody. But why would he give that gift of discerning, which he said he poured out? And why would he tell Sister Deborah to try the spirit, Deborah by the spirit? I got in trouble so many times. I come to him and I said, now, you allow that man to come to me, but you didn't warn me. Who is he and what? First of all, he wanted to let me know it's nothing that come up on you that I don't warn you about. And if he don't warn me, it's because he want me to know get a full lesson out of when they do. But he normally warns me. And he warns me through visions. He warns me through dreams. And he talked to me through the water. And a lot of times you are lost because you don't know. He don't give you the day, the hour, or when anything is going to take place in this vision or in this dream, or the things he's showing you in the water. Ahayah don't give you no pinpoint time or nothing, you know. So, and you just have it and you just hold on to it. And that's why I don't know if you all have experienced when you something happened, you say, well, wait a minute, I remember that. It's like, wait a minute, that happened. You know, it's because you have been given it. And it was on hold until it brought forth. It comes forth, you see, and it comes to pass. And you bet, but I knew it. So I used to go to him a lot, especially when I was like in my 30s. And I was like, okay, now in my 40s too, I said, well, who was that person? And why did you allow them to come to me? Or who are they? And something strange or whatever I want to say to him about. And he have told me several times, Deborah, I gave you the gift. Use it. I gave you the gift of discernment. Use it. And if you have a problem using that gift, use what's in you. Try the spirit by the spirit. And a lot of people don't understand when he said try the spirit by the spirit is because when the Ruach HaKodesh has lived in you, you learn to use those tools that he allowed you to use that rest within you. A lot of people might think, well, okay, that's only when you're up on somebody. No. Through people's words, through people's questions, and to the way that they conduct themselves in their writings, in their message. You know, everything you look at, and then you use the discerning spirit of what you're actually dealing with. And then he say, and if you don't use it to the fullest, try the spirit by the spirit. You can't lose there because I'm in thee, and greater is me in you than he that is in the world. Try your spirit and my spirit that abide with your spirit by the spirit that stand before thee. You see? So a lot of us really don't understand, still and all, even though Sister Deborah went through it, don't understand that the light is important because he is a light. And he is a bright light. And he said in John chapter 1 and verse 4, in thee was life, and the light of man. And no, it's in verse 5. And he said, the light shineth, but darkness comprehended not. That's deep to me. That's real deep. It's letting you know I have placed that in them, Deborah. But the darkness, which is their flesh, will not comprehend the spirit in which I placed in them, which is the light. It won't comprehend it. The darkness won't allow them to comprehend it. So I hope that you got something out of it. And believe it or not, even that could be applied to that message yesterday. Knowing who you are without showing who you are. Can we say that we represent the Most High Ahayah? We are his glory. We are his light. We are his, servants that helps those which he has created us to help and them to help us. If there's no darkness, then there's no light. If there's no up, then there's no down. If there's no right, then there's no left. You see what I'm saying? A lot of things that Ahayah has created, he created it in two ways, but they are to work together. They're to pretty much, a lot of it bounces off of each other. So don't think for 1 minute that when I say the light and walk therein, walk in the light, don't think that darkness ain't gonna be standing right there. Oh yeah, 24/24. That's what Paul was saying. When I try to do right, evil is always present. When I try to do good, because good and evil stand side by side. A lot of people didn't know that and still don't know that. Always did. It was in the Garden of Eden. It was created to stand side by side, because good will never be good enough for the Most High Ahayah. He said, except you take of the tree of life. Hallelujah. That same tree of life in which Yeshua said, follow me. I'm the light. See, all of them is connected. And it's a sad thing, and it is. It's really sad. I'm going to tell y'all something else before I get you off of here. I noticed that even in the Christian church, they will bring you closer to the understanding than what these Hebrew Israelites are teaching. I'm going to be honest. They'll bring you closer to it. And it's a strange thing, and it's a sad thing. So I think that even though people are claiming and role playing and detaching themselves to a people, learn not so much as that the person you are, or knowing who you are, without understanding that you out showing or have nothing to represent who you are. Because I want to know who I am in Ahayah, more so than I want to know who I am. I mean, who you are. I want to know who I am in him. Because this flesh here is connected to who you are. It goes to the grave, y'all. I don't know if you caught that. So who I am goes to the grave. Showing who I am, having the actions, live eternal. Because that's what's judged. It's what you do, your works, your actions. How did you represent him? Not so much as who you are, but whom you belong to, whom you serve. See, everybody skip all that. They're so eager to say we the people, we this, but they don't. This is gone. That's all I can say. So I hope that you got something out of that, and search deep within and find that light that rests therein, that has things within it to show you who you are. Who you are. Because did you all know that we all are born to die? Now, what part of us that's born to die? What part of us that is born to die? Every man must die. But what part must die? I ain't talking about the spirit. I'm talking about your flesh is who you are. But your spirit is what lives eternal. And that spirit within you conducts itself in a way that either the way you let your flesh conduct your spirit, or the way your spirit accepted Yeshua HaMashiach, and HaMashiach ushered the Ruach within you, and the Ruach lived in your spirit. Now the flesh is in the ground. Who is the flesh? The true Jews. They're in the ground. Well, what do you mean, Sister Deborah? Look back to what I was telling you in Genesis. Is it in Genesis? I don't know if it's in Genesis. No, it ain't in Genesis. Where Moses came down off the mountain. And Ahayah had told him on the mountain that I'm going to destroy the people. And Moses told the father that, you need to repent. You shouldn't do that. But by the time he got down and saw what they was doing, he got mad and threw and broke the tablets. And got down and told Aaron and all of them, let's go. Let's rumble. Whoever was on Ahayah's side, you get on this side. If you're not, let's rumble. They drew sword and they killed them all. So where did all those Jews go? In the grave, dead. You see, Ahayah is not caught up in your nation and your nationality. Some people might say, well, but Deborah, when you go to heaven, it talk about the gates, the 12 gates going to have names. It is. Because out of that 144, and whatever other number that Ahayah might have, in him, you guys, this is founded in him. This is not founded because you are a Jew. Come on, y'all. This is not founded because you are a Hebrew Israelite. What he's saying is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the eternal seed that I created from the heaven. And if their seeds is not returning where they are unless they have been assigned. And I'm going to take some of their seeds, and they're going to be the small remnant. I'm going to seal them in the forehead because I've sealed them before heaven and earth was created. And they are going to return. So they did come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they're going to return because their name is in the Lamb Book of Life. Your name is not going to be in the Lamb Book of Life if you're down here on the earth serving Satan. Y'all, come on. Don't try to make him. I don't know, but then he's about right. He said in what the time period of what we're in, right is wrong and wrong is right. He said it don't matter anymore, devil. It's finished. It don't matter. Because they're gonna make right, wrong, wrong, right. And no matter which way you can pan it on out, you can teach it on out, it don't matter. They're gonna always switch right to be wrong and wrong to be right. That's why I don't have no dealings. And I keep saying to you, it's over. And it makes sense. It really makes sense. And if you look at those that are following these three, that I really feel that it was a setup. Because of the time period. I think this is it's a setup. I think they're doing some things behind the scene, and this was orchestrated. This was part of it. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, and you would never see those three coming out from under them. They're still trying to get a place with them. They're not trying. See, once you're done like that, you say, okay, that's it. I'm free. I'm through. I'm finished. If I find out who I am, but I don't have no actions behind me, or I don't have no motive or representing the one that has died for me and that redeemed me and that will come and abide in me and live in me, I ain't got nothing to do with that. All I want to do is get back to the court, the basketball. All I want to do is get back to being a $400 million. Yeah, that's not of Yah. Be very careful. Don't go after them. Said the Most High. Yeshua said it. Don't go after them. That's what you call false Christ. Christ is power. And they're saying that they got the power to intervene with the synagogue of Satan. We ain't got that. Ahayah didn't give that to us because he said that's worthless. That power he created. He didn't create it for us to try to defeat it. That's sad, ain't it? Because it's the truth. That's what makes it sad. And you see so many of our brothers out here solving problems through destroying people. These men and these women are doing it now. Off the chain. People never think, okay, if I take somebody's life, that person is not going to be seen ever again. That person ain't going to get up to say hello. It's not going to love his children or love his wife, or his wife loves her husband. People they don't have a. And all over the world, not just here, they're trying to figure out why so many people dying. And guess what? No one is caught up in spirit and truth. No one is caught up in the light. No one wants to be caught up in what is righteous. And I think that's sad. So I, Sister Deborah, would say to you all, I hope you got something out of it. And I think that's really sad. It's really sad. I'm going to have to pray about this message because to me, what I'm looking at in it, in the spiritual realm, it's a really sad situation, you know, because it's like it's worthless, you know. Not the message itself, but the idea of where we at today. It's where we at today. Somebody said something about the way they taking lives today is I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm gonna kill me 3 or 4 people for no reason. And it's true. It's true. They say it's happening all over the world. All over the world. All over the world. Mm-hmm. I just got to make sure that I'm in a place where I need to be in Ahayah. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That place I really want to be is where I used to be at. That's where I want to get to. There should be a time I would go before the Father. And I mean, he touched the situations. Bam! Instant. There used to be a time like that. And I think it still rests with me and in me. And because I really believe he's just that great. But I don't put no effort anymore. But, you know, the more he keep telling me, Deuteronomy is going to be completed. And a lot of other things he keeps showing me. I kind of really embrace him harder and embrace him even more because it's so clear. It's nothing he's saying that has no unrighteous or unjust. Everything he's saying is truth, you know. And then he'll turn around and give you the verses, and the verses might have been smeared, and he'll straighten it, he'll clean it up, and I'll be like, "Well, Father, don't nobody know that. Who knew that?" You know, that's how I react. Because I'm like, you know, you in your flesh, and you know your spirit, but you be trying to say, "But Father, it's been what, 4, 5 thousands of years. They don't know." You know, that's how and the more and more I do that, the more and more he deal with me, I realize it ain't that they never knew. Like he said in Hosea, I think it was chapter 4 and verse 6. It's a denial of the spirit. And that's okay too, he said. Because he that is for me is not against me. And he knows who's for him. Okay. So all right, Sister Deborah, I appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it. And I say I will be back. And shalom and shalom.